Welcome to the 5-Minute Fitness Tip from Noble Personal Training owner and certified personal trainer Tarek Makled. Today we are talking about the importance of maintaining good posture.
One of the things that you see is very common nowadays is you'll see people walking around with poor posture, and the large contributing factor to that is going to be our lifestyles. We are seated a lot. We sit at work, we sit at home when we're watching TV, we sit when we're driving places, and what this is going to cause disruptions in length and tension of certain muscles. And muscles like your hip flexors, when you're in a seated position, are going to be flexed. And over time, doing that same thing over and over again is going to cause your hip flexors to stay tight, and it's going to cause your glute muscles to elongate and become weak. And what you're going to get from that is something called anterior pelvic tilt. And that is where your hips anteriorly tilt, your butt sticks out slightly, and what that causes is a slight extension in the back, which can cause lower back pain. And then from that comes a lot more dysfunctions from your body trying to overcome those tight hip flexors.
So the younger the better to start, kind of, is it more so in the shoulders? Is that a lot of what posture is, getting better posture?
Posture starts at your hips. Hips are the powerhouse of where the positioning of your hips is going to determine the positioning of your spine and your shoulders and your head. You really want to start in your hips, find the dysfunction and work on it, and then move on from there.
So if you have had bad posture your entire life, and say you're middle-aged now, is there anything you can do to correct it, or is your damage already done?
You can correct it. You can definitely help make it better. But the thing is that it didn't happen overnight, your poor posture. Your poor posture happened from a lifetime of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Every time you're driving, you're writing on a desk, typing, anything where you're seated, really doing that over and over again is going to cause that to happen. So it's not going to get fixed overnight. It's going to take a long time. You got to stick with it, and over time it will get better, and you're going to feel better too. All right, when you are in the seated position, this is where the dysfunction comes when you are here for extended periods of time over many, many years, and you don't do anything to counteract this. In this position, your hips are flexed and your glutes are elongated. So what this is going to cause is when you stand up, your hips are going to tilt anteriorly, your butt's going to stick out, and that's going to cause slight extension in the lower lumbar back, which will eventually cause lower back pain.
And a couple of exercises to help improve your posture over time.
What we're going to go through here is a simple exercise that is going to help you counteract the results of being seated for a long period of time. It's called a glute bridge. There's a lot of different variations of this exercise. I'm going to show you the simplest form of it. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to lay flat on your back with your feet flat on the ground. And what you want to do first is you want to tighten your abs and flatten your back against the ground so you have a nice neutral spine. What you don't want is this right here. That's just furthering the problem. You want to make sure your abs are tight, your spine is nice and neutral. And what you're going to do from here is you're going to use your glutes and drive through your heels to lift up your hips, keeping your spine neutral and your abs tight. Your lower leg should be perpendicular to the ground. You can hold this for 3 sets of 30 seconds, or you can go into concentric and eccentric contractions, which are going to look like this. Same thing, driving through the heels, tightening the abs so your spine is neutral, using your glutes, concentrically contracting and eccentrically contracting, keeping that neutral spine the entire time.
It won't happen overnight, so stick with it and stay healthy. We hope you enjoyed this 5-minute fitness tip. Join us next time as we bring you a new healthy tip to live by.